Assalamualaikum everyone. Hi.
Waalaikumsalam.
Welcome to the Big Debate, the podcast where we chat about life, changes, and everything in between. I'm your host, Ilman. So today we are talking about something that has stirred a lot of conversation, which is the abolition of UPSR and PT3. So joining me today, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Muhammad Najib, and I have two children. Okay, one in high school and the other one is secondary school. Primary school and secondary school. So I'm excited to share my thought as a parent.
Okay, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How about you?
My name is Amirul,
Hi.
and I'm a university student who experienced both UPSR and PT3. So I will share my thought about this interesting topic today.
Okay, yes.
Okay. Alright, let's start with our initial reaction. Mr. Najib, how did you feel when you heard about UPSR and PT3 were being abolished?
Okay, honestly, I was a bit shook because the both exam especially was something every Malaysian kids went through. It felt like a rite of passage. So at the same time, I kind of understood why they want to change the things. So for the reduce the pressure of the exam for the kids.
Interesting. At one of the point.
Yeah.
Mr. Amirul, as someone who sat for both exams, what do you think?
I was very jealous because I remember the stress of memorizing the facts and doing an endless past paper. So we already experienced this
Yeah.
before. So I think you understand.
Yeah, of course.
And if I didn't have those exams, I might have enjoyed times at school. And also, but I do think those exams taught me discipline and time management.
So that's a good point,
Yes.
Mr. Amirul. Thank you. So you see both of sides.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the positive sides. Mr. Najib, do you think that abolition benefit the kids nowadays?
Okay, I do, especially like my last point is reducing their stress for exam. My daughter, for example, doesn't have to deal with the pressure preparing for the big exam. 2 weeks before exam, need to study, need to go to the tuition, come on like that. It's a relief for us as a parent for maintaining our healthy mental health for the children.
Yes, that's true, Mr. Najib. Mr. Amirul, do you think that kids today are better off without this exam?
In some way, maybe yes.
Mm.
Without UPSR or PT3, student can focus on understanding the concept rather than just memorizing the facts. And they get to explore more. They are interested
Okay.
rather than just study. And whether they're interested in sport or music.
Nah.
Yeah, so they have a lot of time to explore
Their passion.
their passion, their hobby, they're interested in what.
Oh, yes.
So there's more room for holistic growth.
Yeah, exactly. But we think we need to ensure the system will still push them aim higher.
Yes. For the better future, right?
Exactly.
So now, What about the challenges? Mr. Najib, as a parents, what are your thoughts? Do you see any downside?
Definitely, without both exam, it's harder to track how well my kids are doing in the school, because we don't know which subject that they really like, what they don't like, what they weak at. So I also worry about the new assessment also, because the new assessment, the school give a lot of assessment to replace the new system, right? So
To replace the old system.
Yeah, to replace the old system, to give them a lot of assessment. Are they consistent across all school or just a certain school? They want more.
Okay. That's a very concern.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Amirul, what do you think about it?
I agree. Without a standardized exam,
Yeah.
it's tough to ensure everyone is evaluated fairly. Plus, some students might struggle with continuous assessment
Yeah.
if they not naturally disciplined. Exam give us clear goal toward
Toward the
yeah,
final exam.
yes. Standardized is very important because, like I said before, if the exam is not same like others,
Yeah.
so the teacher will have a hard time to know the exact performance of the student.
Yeah.
So how to evaluate the student fairly? Is it?
I see. So, do you think that this might affect the student on SPM preparation?
Yeah, strongly.
Yes.
Strongly.
Possibly if they don't build strong study habit on early,
I see.
SPM could feel like a huge leap because some students very like to do a
Last minute.
last minute study.
Yeah.
So I don't think the very last minute study is a very good thing to do
Yeah.
when we have a major exam.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the student need to change their habit.
To be more prepared.
Yes.
Alright. So we have talked about student and parents, but how about teachers? Mr. Najib,
Oh,
do you think that this change affected how teachers works?
Oh, absolutely. Teacher now have to evaluate the student more continuously,
You see?
which can be time consuming, because like my kids, the teachers mentioned that they spend a lot of time grading project and portfolio, and sometimes they feel overwhelmed because the continuous assessment, the teacher need to check the assessment, always check, and the project always coming.
Yes.
So from the both side, the teacher and the student will be drained, and they will mental exhausted about that.
So, Mr. Amirul, what do you think?
Teachers are definitely taking on more responsibilities. Without continuous assessment, they need to monitor each student closely,
Yeah,
not just for the academic, but also for the overall growth.
yeah.
It's a lot, especially in a bigger classroom. And nowadays, in classroom we have
50.
yes, more than 40 students, right?
Yeah.
So this need a lot of effort, right?
Yeah. Teacher need to monitor one by one.
Yeah.
So very hard.
Yeah. Good luck for the future teacher.
So do you think that they are receiving enough support for this system?
I think not always. I think more resource, training, and maybe even reduce the class size
Yes.
could help teacher manage their workload better.
Yeah, I agree.
So if the size of the class is more smaller.
Yeah.
So the student not many in the class, so teacher can monitor
Easily.
all of the student easily and fairly.
Yeah.
And can focus on what students' strength and what we call that, strength and weakness. Yes, that's true. Thank you, Mr. Najib.
Yeah, because somehow if the class is very big and there are many students in the classroom, somehow some of the students
If
maybe they are shy or fear to ask.
introvert student.
Being left over.
Ask the teacher what they
Don't
don't understand or what. If the student, if the classroom is more smaller, so the teacher can ask all of them, maybe one by one.
Yeah.
They can they can ask all of the student if they're okay or they understand or not, they are struggling about the subject. Is it?
So the government should take action on this proposed because they need to make up with more classroom
And
in
then make a
schools
limit.
nowadays.
Yeah. Make a limit with each classroom to how many students.
Yes. Okay, we're talking about the long term of student, the long term impact. This may be our last segment for today. Okay, what about the long term impact on students? Mr. Najib, we're going to Mr. Amirul first.
Okay.
So, how do you think this change will shape the future generation?
I think student will grow up being more well-rounded. They have a better problem solving and skill and creativity, which are essential in now today's world. But like I said before, there are risks of some student losing focus without clear exam milestone.
So, Mr. Najib, do you think that this system prepares students well for the future?
It can, but it depends on how well the school implement it. So if it done right, the system could produce students who are just good at, could produce students who are not just good at academic, but also confident and adaptable. So the school need to implement carefully, so the student not be left out.
I see. So, do you think this might inspire similar changes in higher education?
Possibly, if a student enter university with a strong critical thinking and application skill, higher education might shift away from rigid exam too. So, if the student have a skill before entering the university, I think the student will not having a hard time at university. So the government need to take a serious action to ensure that
This system works for the
yes,
future.
Work smoothly.
Yes, especially when you talk about the skills. Even at the work nowadays, the employer
The employee want to find
yes, they want to find a skillful worker, notebook, textbook workers.
They try to find the critical thinking workers nowadays.
Yes.
also have a very good problem solving.
That's
correct.
a major one.
So, I got some question, maybe the last question.
The last one lah.
The last one.
Okay.
Before is last segment, but
Yeah.
this is last question.
Oh, okay. The different.
I want to hear, and I'm sure everybody from our viewer want to know what is your hope for this future generation.
For me lah, right. I hope that future generation can become more better than the last generation. They can overcome the hardest economy, and they can become more reliable, more futuristic thinking, can adapt in what kind of environments. So for me, I'm hoping they doing well in the future.
Okay, thank you. How about you?
I hope that if the UPSR and the PT3 are still demolished, so I hope the student can take their own action to ensure that they're still on track. So to ensure that in future they will get a good job, a very high salary, and I also hope that the future generation can carry our next legacy. So yeah.
Because the future generation is the future leaders.
Yes.
Yeah, remember back then we failed our exam, get pushed in the back.
From our parents, right?
So nowadays not have this experience.
Yeah.
So I hope the future generation can adapt these changes, and I also hope that the new generation can be stronger and better than our past generation.
Right. So this has been such an insightful discussion.
Okay.
Thank you for your time and sharing from your perspective.
Yeah.
So to our listener, what do you think about the abolition of UPSR and PT3? Do you think that is a good changes, or do you miss the old system? Share your thoughts with us on the comment. Thank you for tuning in to the Big Debates segment.
You're welcome.
So don't forget to subscribe
Yeah.
our channel, and we'll catch you in next episode.
Yeah, and don't forget to leave the like.
Okay.
1000 like. Next video, next one.
Until then, thank you.